Welcome to our weekly Maritime vlog. I'm Corey Ransom with International Maritime Security Associates. This week we are talking about disease outbreaks. Today is Thursday, January 30th, and we actually mentioned the date on this vlog today because we are talking about a time-critical subject. As you know from the intro, today we're going to be talking about the coronavirus and its effects on the maritime industry. This virus started in the Hebei province in China a few months ago, but has really picked up steam and it's spread across different parts of China and now to various countries throughout the world. There's thousands of people who have been confirmed as having this, and the death toll has risen well over 100, and these numbers will continue to rise. Researchers believe that this particular disease strain, this particular virus, will continue to spread and probably peak sometime in March of 2020 before it starts to subside. China and other governments around the world are taking very, very active measures to try to control and contain the spread of this virus any further. So we thought it would be a good idea for us to talk about this and its potential effects on the maritime industry, which at this point are fairly far-reaching. So from the perspective of cruise lines, right now the major cruise lines have canceled all of their itineraries in and around any ports within China until further notice. Again, the cruise lines are very, very susceptible to the spread of disease on board ships. You see that happen occasionally with different stomach viruses that spread rapidly through the ship population. So they are canceling itineraries. So if you're going on a cruise in Asia, you want to take a look at the different stops, and most likely at this point you will not have a stop in China. Also, screening is being done on certain cruise ship passengers from certain parts of the world to ensure that people are not carriers of this virus before they come on board. Right now, researchers, as of today, and this could change tomorrow because the information on this subject is extremely dynamic, but right now today, medical researchers believe that this virus cannot be spread asymptomatically from person to person. They know that the virus can be spread person to person. They know that, but they don't think at this point that people who are not showing signs of the virus can spread it to other people. They believe that in order to spread this person to person, you actually have to be showing some of the signs and symptoms. And the biggest one is a fever, a temperature. So that's a lot of screening that's being done in China. Right now, the majority of all public transportation, bus service, plane service, rail service, in and out, a fairly substantial part of the northeastern quadrant of China is completely suspended. Disneyland in China is closed, and there's a number of venues throughout the larger cities, Beijing, Shanghai, that are completely shut down. Right now, as of today, and again, this information changes rapidly, there are 58 million people within this region of China that are under quarantine, where the Chinese are telling people not to go out, not to go into public. We're also seeing increased screening on ships coming from any port in China to the United States, but we're also seeing increased screening on ships and cargoes coming from China to multiple other countries around the world. All flights from China to most every other country, passengers are being temporarily quarantined and screened before being allowed to move through customs and immigration in those countries. So the process, if you are in China or traveling to China, expect that the process is really slow. And right now, there's more and more airline flights that are being canceled in and out of China, including the big cities, on a day-to-day basis. Earlier this week, the government of Hong Kong has declared a state of an emergency because of the number of confirmed cases they have. The Chinese are screening people on subways and in public constantly to try to get an idea and get a handle on the spread of this virus. If you are traveling in any of these regions, again, right now, the United States government and other governments around the world do not recommend travel to this region of the world at all over the next really kind of unforeseeable period. The other issue that this is going to cause is going to be a potential problem in what's considered the post-Chinese New Year cargo trough. The Chinese have just celebrated the Chinese New Year, and typically during about a 1 to 2 week period, the majority of ports and businesses and operations when it comes to cargo and commercial business in China are shut down due to the Chinese New Year. This virus outbreak is happening at the exact same time, but these businesses and ports and companies are going to continue to be closed until the Chinese government really gets a handle on the outbreak. This could potentially cause a commercial issue around the world to continue what's called the Chinese New Year trough into cargo. Expect delays on shipping of products coming out of China, whether that's by ships at sea or by air. And also expect that goods coming from China will receive extra screening, whether it's by air or by ship, once they arrive in the United States. So there's going to be some economic effects that will be felt over the next coming months and even throughout the rest of this year in the entire worldwide supply chain, as there's a complete stoppage and slowdown in various parts of China because of this viral outbreak. If you are on a cargo vessel or you're on another type of vessel that is going to be visiting China, there's definitely precautions that you want to take. We're going to put a couple of links down below from the WHO, the World Health Organization, and the Centers for Disease Control here in the United States to give you a reference of what you can do. You do not want to come in contact with people who may be infected with animals or any food products that could potentially be infected as well. So you want to do what you can if you're on a vessel and going to be visiting any of these ports, that you do what you can to protect yourself. We don't know, and the intelligence that we're looking at doesn't indicate how long the spread of this virus will go. It's really going to depend on containment and treatment measures. Right now, because there's a lot that's unknown from an epidemiological standpoint of this virus, the treatment for this virus is following along with treatment of the other coronaviruses that are in this coronavirus family. But again, the treatment in some cases has been effective, and in other cases treatment has not been effective. So there's still a lot to develop in this situation, and we may be putting more vlogs out, again, just to provide information to our maritime friends and family out there who may be dealing with this around the world. Thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate all the viewers that we have on the channel. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so you get notified when we post new videos. Hit that like button for all the content that you enjoy on this channel. Make sure you connect to us and join the conversation in our social media, detailed in the banner above and also in the comments section below. If you have questions when it comes to maritime security, maritime risk management, or maritime regulatory compliance, don't hesitate to reach out to the experts here at IMSA, because we're always happy to steer you in the right direction.